To add images, you just click right here in the middle, simple as that. And then you want to go to your images, which you should save in a folder somewhere. Then select them all, open. Now if you want to move an image, just grab that single image and you drag it to wherever you'd like. To add text, you click where you want it to be, then you go to the Home tab. Then you see you can add a few different things. You can add a title, which will make a new slide like this, just a blank slide. But we don't really want that right now. We just want some text that's going to go over this Manifest Destiny image. So let's delete that and then go back and hit caption instead of title. And that adds our text in right there on whatever slide we have clicked on. Now once you have your text in, you can have an option to move it around wherever you want. You can also, of course, like change the font and the size and all that stuff. It's the same as Microsoft Word up there in the top. Make sure you play around, find a font that's going to fit with the mood, the tone of your slideshow, of your visual essay. You can do some other things like adjusting the transparency of your words here. If you're having trouble with being able to see your text on the image, which could be a common problem, over here on the right hand side you have this outline option, so you can apply some outline and change the color of that. That might make it stick out a little bit more depending on the image that you have. Now if we go down here and we play what we have so far, we see we have this kind of awkward opening where it's just immediate. We have the text on there and the picture on there. It's not a really natural start to it, so what we want to do is bring in the words in some sort of way here. So you see there's a bunch of different options here on the right. This is in that Format tab. A number of different ones. We have these bars here, we don't really want that, though it could work for you. I think since this is our opening, we just want to go up to something that kind of fades in a little more natural like that. Alright, so if you want to add multiple texts onto one image, it's a little tricky. So one thing we want to do is make this a little bit longer. So we're going to click on the image, we want to go to edit, and then change the time frame up to like 11 seconds or so. Then you go in, you add your caption just like how we did before, put that in there, and then since it's hard to see on this image, we're going to give it an outline, some color here, move that up to the upper left. Make sure we get font, it's going to work for us. Alright, now if we go and then just go hit caption again, it's just going to automatically select the one that we already have there. So what we actually have to do is make the caption we have shorter and make that down to like 2 seconds. And then we have to move the playhead forward so it's past the text there. See, we're moving the playhead. And then add another caption. This allows us to do a second one in there. Now if we want to add a third, again we have to move that playhead forward, because if we don't, if we go back to add a new caption, it'll just automatically select the one that the playhead is on. So we got to always move that playhead forward. Alright, make sure we're adding in the movement of the words so that they don't just appear on screen. It's not as pleasing as if we move in with these different transitions. Alright, so our transitions between images is super important. If we leave it just like this, where it just automatically goes to the next image, it looks really bad. So if you go to the animations tab, you see there's a bunch of different options here. We're at the start of this visual essay, we kind of want it to move in kind of slowly. So all these kind of abrasive things don't really work. We want one that kind of blends in. Something like that. Alright, so after we have our transitions, we want to work on editing these photos. So in that same tab on the right hand side, you have different ways to edit the photos. So we notice this first one is really boring, so we want to give it some movement. Now if we click on this one, we see the black bars are all kind of messed up. But if we go to the next one over, we have some movement in the image, gives it some life to a boring photo, and doesn't mess up those black bars. Which I wish we could get rid of, but we can't. Alright, now if we play this back here, let's see how it looks now. Alright, you notice that text, that manifest destiny, kind of bleeds into the second photo, and we don't really want that. So if we click on the text, and then we go up here to format, we can change the duration of it. So we're taking it down from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. Let's see if that fixes the problem. Alright, so now that text is gone, we have our animation of the image of the next one. Everything looks good. Alright, so we got a few different options for adding music. We can go up here, we can click on one of these databases online. So if you click on this, you can search using a few different things. You can search just for a mood, it has a ton of them. You see there's a bunch of different options in there, but we're just going to search for a mood real quick. So you can play all these songs, test them out, and you just go over to the right, it has that download button right there. You can click on that, you can all download this for free. And then if you go back to Windows Live Movie Maker, you go back to the Add Music, but you just go down a little bit and choose one from your computer. So this will be in your downloads folder, which I've already downloaded a few samples here. Now once you have it in here, your audio clip is that green one. You can move it around just like I can move around images. We can set a certain start point. If we click on the little green tab option up there, then we move our playhead to wherever we want the music to start at and hit set start point. Notice this sets where you want the music to start at, but it doesn't keep the video or the audio connected with the video, so you have to move that around. Then you go back and set the end point, but now we can move this green audio clip around wherever we want. Now make sure you fade the songs in or you fade them out, especially if you're going to have multiple songs.